Hey everybody, welcome to Raincross Farms Makery. It is Tuesday evening and we are so happy to have you with us. I am Robin and behind the computer, behind the camera is Bill, and we are coming to you just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. We love to craft and we love to come on Facebook and show you some little tutorials to give you inspiration so that you can create your own beautiful designs and projects of your own. It's our goal to inspire you to do something creative every day. So welcome. If you are watching, say hello, let us know you're out there. If you are watching and there's a red box up here that says live, you are watching us live. If that box isn't there, you're watching the replay. We love having you whenever you can watch, and we would just ask that you would comment #replay so we know when you caught us. So, how is everybody? I'm going to pull up the live on my phone so I can see some comments a little bit closer. So hello everybody, it says Sylvia Forbes is watching. Hi Sylvia. So you know what to do if you watch any of our lives, if you watch anybody else's lives. These things help video creators, content creators get a leg up on the Facebook platform. So we would certainly appreciate it if you would love our video, follow our page, share our video out to your friends, to your page, to any craft groups that you belong to. We would certainly appreciate that. We do have our stars enabled and we appreciate any of those donations. So thank you so much. And how is everyone doing? Tuesday night, we took a day off yesterday. Bill took Sunday off because he had a headache, pretty bad headache, but I think he's, are you recovered from that?
I'm recovered from that, but now I did a full out there and
You're tired. That's because we're both getting old. So, howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, our project tonight, I'm going to show you an entire set of designs that are awesome. And I don't know why I haven't done anything with them until now, but I'm going to, over the next couple of days, I'm going to try to use all of these designs. So let me show you. There's four different designs. They're each different sizes. So here is our A size transfer, and it's all on the theme of books. So hopefully you love to read books. This is our A size. It's 5x7. It's called I Read Past My Bedtime. This one is currently out of stock, but it is slated to be back in stock the week of July 4th, so not too much longer. So I Read Past My Bedtime, some cute little eyeglasses there. Okay, let me set that aside. The next one is our B size transfer, and this one is 8.5 by 11, and it says emotionally attached to fictional characters. So I know I can kind of get that way when I get into a book, fiction book. I kind of get attached to some of the characters. So this would make a cute little wall decor, or who knows? You could do a whole lot of projects with this. Cute, cute, cute. You can mix it up, change it up, not use all of them. Okay. Next, and this is the one we're going to use tonight. This is our C size. It is 12 by 18, and it says, between the pages of a book is a lovely place to be, and then this graphic of this bookshelf. So this is the one we're going to do tonight. The D size, which is 18 by 18, gorgeous, is called Flower Book. So here you have a book, and coming out of its pages is this beautiful bouquet of flowers. I know one of our VIP members chalked this up, or I think maybe, I don't know if she chalked it or inked it.
Is
John?
that what she did? That was pretty.
Yes,
I really
no, I don't think she inked it. I've seen it on a pillow, but she did it on a big, large frame, and she added something else from another transfer also. It looked beautiful. So if you want to see this completed, go to the VIP page and look at one of the pictures. Okay, so that is the set of 4. If you are interested in them, or if you want to take a closer look, if you comment the word books in the comments, you'll get a link, and it will have all 4 of the transfers on there except for the one that's out of stock. It's listed there, but it will say it can't populate it because it's out of stock. Hey Alana, you got both of those transfers. Which both? There were 4. Tell me which 2 you got. It's an awesome set. Have you done anything with them yet, Alana? Or are you just collecting? You're just collecting transfers like I tend to do. Okay, so this is the one we're going to do. So I'm just going to open it up right now. We've got some prep work to do before we're ready. But I am going to cut this in half, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the backer sheet too. Sometimes I want to keep the backer sheet whole, but this is big enough that I'm okay to split it. So each one of these is about 6 by 18. And we are actually going to, we do sell a 6 by 18 surface, but I'm going to show you a trick that can help you be more budget friendly when you're wanting to make a design. So Bill was actually, it must have been a thrift store or a yard sale or something. Bill was actually somewhere, and he texted me and he said, "Do you want these frames? They're 6 by 18. They're brand new, but they were $4.99. I can't remember where you got them."
Those were at Salvation Army.
Salvation Army. Okay, so we probably got a senior discount. So a couple of bucks, $4 or $5, 2 of them, 6 by 18. So I'm going to show you. We're not going to chalk it on the glass. What we're going to do is we are going to chalk it on. What did I do with it?
I don't know. What did you do?
We are going to chalk it on watercolor paper, cut to size to fit in those frames. So, budget friendly. So this is a big old pad of watercolor paper, which is just really thick paper. It is 140 pound. So it's meant to take watercolors, and so we're actually going to do a little watercolor with it. So this is 12 by 18. It's actually a little bit longer because of the little spiral cut. But we are going to cut this down to exactly 6 by 18, and we'll have 2 of them, and that's what we will paste these on. So let me, what did I do with, here we go. I've got my clear ruler, and this is, which I'm going to use? I'm just going to use my, instead of using my rotary cutter, I'm going to just use my craft knife, and I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to, this is exactly 6 inches wide, so I'm just going to lay that down there and cut through this. This is a self-healing mat, so it doesn't harm it. And then I'm going to line this up at 18 inches and cut off that, oops, I think I kind of slid that a little bit. I have a little bit extra. I'm going to trim that down. Okay, so I'm cutting these watercolor paper to 6 by 18. Hey Patty, welcome. Glad to have you again tonight. We are using the book collection transfer, the one that says, "Between the pages of a book is a beautiful place to be." So that's what we're going to work on. Okay, so I've got these 2. got these two watercolor sheets, 6 by 18. They will fit these perfectly. But I don't want, it's kind of a, not pure white, but it's pretty stark white. So I'm going to attempt to watercolor these, because I'm supposed to be able to watercolor them. And I kind of want a very neutral background. So I'm going to use some of my chalk paste. This is the color Storm, which is kind of a brownish gray, kind of a grayish, gray beige.
Try to turn that down a little bit. It's really bright.
Okay, and we're going to turn this into a watercolor consistency. And I'm going to put it in this great big jar because I'm going to use a great big brush to brush it on. And not quite sure how much I'll need. Give a generous scoop there. And I'm going to leave that out just in case I need it. And I'm going to spray a lot of water on here. Okay. Now I am using distilled water because even though if I needed to, I could put it back in the jar. I might not put it back in the jar because it might be too thin, but then again I might because that paste is a little thick-ish. And I think I'm going to put a little more water. So it's water. It's drippy, but our colors are so highly pigmented. It should color this really, really well. And so what I'm going to do to help spread it a little bit better is I'm going to spray down the watercolor paper.
That's why they call it watercolor paper, honey.
That's why?
Well, that's what you use it for. Let it down.
Okay. You know what?
Well.
I think it's time to replace that one. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm just putting a fine mist of water on the paper so that the color spreads. And we shall see how this goes. Got a big clump of paste in there. Okay, let's see. Perfect. I don't want it solid. I want it very much not opaque. What's the opposite? Opposite of opaque. I want it to be see-through. I just want to give some color to my paper. Okay. And I don't care if there's brush strokes. I don't care if it's a perfectly solid color. I like it that way. And now I'm going to hit it with my dryer. And because it's wet, the paper's going to curl up. I'm going to try to get a few done this Saturday. You do that, girl. Okay, so this is really, really wet because that's basically water. So it's going to take a minute to dry. I am using my heavy-duty embossing gun because I want to get it hot. And what we're going to try to do to flatten it out, although when I put it in the frame it should flatten out a lot, we're going to iron it. Don't touch it while it's still wet. That's all right, the books will cover it. So we're actually gonna try to iron it to get it flattened. And it does dry pretty quickly because it is chalk paste, but there's a lot of moisture in it, so it's gonna take me a minute. Here we are watching paint dry again. That should have been the name of my company. Watching paint dry. The dogs are busy playing. That really isn't too warped. Now, if I wanted to kind of do an ombre, I could put multiple colors and blend them together, but I'm happy with this. Okay, so while this finishes up drying, I'm going to set these aside, and I am going to actually take these frames because I don't want the wooden frame. I'm going to paint that black. So I'm going to take these apart. I don't need my storm anymore. I'm liking that color. It's not too gray and it's not too tan. And that is hurting me, so I'm going to use a tool. Pull up all of these little stubs. We're not going to use the glass. I could put it behind glass, but you don't really do that with watercolor. And take this one apart. So, how many of you have frames laying around or have gone to garage sales or thrift stores and seen frames? Take a look at them. Don't worry about what's in them because you can either take it out or paint it over. And don't worry about the frames being in perfect condition because if you kind of want the rustic look, they don't have to be in perfect condition. So we are going to paint this up. I'm going to use my chalk paint. This is Waverly brand. Got this from, I believe, Walmart. It is the color ink, which is black. And I'm going to shake it up a bit. And I'm going to get a brush. And we're going to start painting these. I like chalk paint. I've said this, if you've watched me anytime I've used this, you hear me say, I like chalk paint because it adheres really well, especially to a wooden surface. And it dries quickly. And it looks really cool. It's a really pretty matte finish. Now, if you wanted it to be a glossy finish, you could certainly go over it with clear spray paint, a glossy spray paint, if you like the shiny, or you could use wax on it. And I'm trying to do this and not get my fingers painted. We shall see how that goes. Okay, got my edges done. Now I'm going to do my tops and the inside. That's going to look pretty. Now, I also like doing a crackle finish. I'm not going to do that on this, but that would be very pretty too. That works really great with frames that are maybe not in the best condition. You do the crackle finish on it, and it just looks awesome. Alana, do you have frames or you have seen them? Knowing you, you've got them. And this black is deep enough that I only need one coat. And let me make sure I've got, I need to get down there. hopefully I've got it all. If not, I can touch it up. Okay. And let me just swing this around. And we'll do the same thing here. The sides. It's helpful if you leave yourself a place to hold on to it while you're painting. But sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you just kind of need to let it dry and finish it up. Now, not everybody likes the starkness of black frames, but whoops, slipping on my ruler down here. But in my house, we have a lot of black accents, so this will go great in my house. You do what goes great in your house. But feel free to try new things. One hint that I have heard, if you like to make crafts for craft fairs for sale, you need to be very neutral in your colors, because not everybody likes blue, not everybody likes green, or doesn't decorate with those colors. Not everybody likes pink, not everybody likes teal. So you stick with a very neutral color palette, like tans and blacks and browns. And those items tend to sell better because they appeal to a more wide variety of customers. So keep that in mind. When you're making it for yourself, do whatever colors you like and you decorate with. But if you're trying to sell them, you don't always know exactly who your customer is and what colors they will appreciate. Okay, let's see, did I get a couple of spots that I missed? Okay, so I think I have that done. Now let me see if I can get it off of here without, where am I going to put it? Maybe I'll put it over here. Put there. I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of trying to move it, I'm going to try to dry it a little bit. Yeah, more drying paint. Yay! Yay! One thing you can tell when chalk paint dries is when it's wet, it is shiny. When it's dry, it goes to a matte finish. Okay, now this is an embossing gun, so it gets really hot. So I'm trying to be careful to not hold it in one place too long, or I will actually bubble the paint, melt it. I don't want that, so I'm moving it quickly and I'm not getting it too close. So again, these frames came from a thrift store, but I'm sure you could find something very similar at a Walmart, a Michael's. But if you can find them at a discount, that's even better. And these were brand new, so take off a little of the dust and we are good to go. And I see a spot. Didn't get covered. I can just touch that up right here. Some spots where that brown is peeking through. So we're going to fix that. Okay. Might not be completely dry, but dry enough that I can lift it up and set it aside. And it can finish drying. Let it finish drying over here. And I'm done with that, so I'm going to put this up. Throw this away. How is, oh, Bill already answered. He seems to be feeling much better, went out and worked all day. This was the hottest day. Of course, it's the first day of summer. Happy first day of summer, everyone. It got up to a whopping, what, 87 or something like that today?
In the shade, it was fabulous. In the sun, it was hot.
So he was out working, and he wasn't quite as able to take a break because he had a young man who was helping him, and we were paying him by the hour, so.
I sort of look at it like I did in my high school, teaching as
Yeah.
a go. And
Yeah, but I mean, if you didn't have a helper, you might have found your way up to the house
I might have been
a little more
lazy.
often. Okay, so let's get our paper back out, and I'm going to set that aside. Okay, so here's our paper. It's a little bit warpy, so let's see what
bit
happens.
Is that a technical term?
Warpy, yes. Okay.
Actually, why don't you use your big easy press then?
I'm going to use my big
Okay.
easy
I was
press.
gonna say, that's
I'm going to use my big easy press. So I've got my heat mat, and I've got this, and just to protect my easy press, I'm going to put some parchment down. And I've got this. I'm not heat setting anything. I am just basically ironing this flat as I can get it. So I have it at 350 just because that's where I set t-shirts, and I'm gonna iron front and back, and it's still gonna be a little warpy.
okay.
But not too bad.
Can I bring my shirts down so you can iron them?
No. Well, yes, you can bring them down, and here's the iron, and you're welcome to iron your shirts. Yeah, I'm a bad wife. I need to get back to ironing your shirts. We have been here for 3 years, and we don't know where a dry cleaner is.
Oh, I found one.
Did you?
We haven't used it.
He has a white shirt. I can't even remember what he wore it to. We have a white shirt that needs to be dry cleaned and pressed, and we don't know where the dry cleaner is. Okay, so this is optional. It would probably work just as well without this. Okay, so let's let that cool off for a second. Put that away. Put that away. And let's get out. Okay, this is paper. And you know what happens when you take a sticker and you put it on paper? If you try to peel off that sticker, you're going to peel off the paper. And we've got paint on this. And we're about to put these sticky transfers on this. So you know what I'm going to do, right? I am going to wax my paper so that transfer doesn't pull up the paper. So I'm just using my surface wax, which is just a clear paste wax. I could use my antique wax, but I've already kind of antiqued that. That would have been a good idea. Instead of painting it, I could have just used the antique one.
To watch paint dry.
Well, there you go. Okay, so I'm just taking some surface wax and putting just a light amount over this surface because it's surface wax. Get it? I don't want a lot because that will affect how well my paste sticks. So I don't want too much wax. Okay, so I'm going to let that soak in for just a second, and then I'm going to buff it out a little bit more. Almost time to get a new jar of wax. I believe I put surface wax in the CartLink because it's back in stock. It goes out of stock rather often because it's a popular product. They have a hard time keeping it on the shelf, but it's there now.
If they're interested in this, in any of these, what is the keyword tonight?
The keyword is books.
Books.
So comment the word books. If you are interested in looking at the entire set of the transfers, all 4 transfers, minus the one that's out of stock. And so when you look at that CartLink, it's going to have a huge total because I've got all of the pieces in there, and so don't feel like you have to purchase all of it. If you just want one of the transfers, take everything else out that you don't want. Okay, so now I'm buffing this off so that I don't feel the wax anymore. If I can feel it waxy, then it's too much. Inside out, find a dry spot. Okay. It helps to let it soak in for 15-20 minutes. But that might be even more boring than watching paint dry, is watching wax
Probably
soak.
with tap dancing.
I could. Okay, so because our theme is books, not books, I believe. I don't know if book will work. So at your own risk, if you type the word books in, you're gonna get a link. But tell me what your favorite book. What's your favorite book? The Bible doesn't count. Bible doesn't count.
That's 66.
Your favorite book, or just tell me the last book you've read if you don't have a favorite. It's like your favorite child. You may or may not have an answer to that. Okay, what is your favorite book? Or just tell me what's your favorite genre. Okay, let's see. Here are my transfers. So I am going to, let's start with this one because it's going to be, this one's just going to be 2 colors. And I'm debating on one of the colors. I'm debating, okay, for this one with this is going to be very colorful. So this is going to have Currant Jam and some dusky blue and some sage green and perhaps some, I don't know if I'll have black or not. This one is, I was going to use camel and black. Do you think that camel will show up enough?
That's not going to have a lot of contrast.
Because what I could do is I could mix a little bit of the bark in.
Actually, what were the other 2 colors? Hold them up again. What if you were to run bark with that?
Bark with what?
That. It's pretty dark.
This is 3 colors. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you were going to do that like tan. So like tan, use the bark.
So instead of bark, do brown and black?
Yeah.
I could do that.
It's an idea.
It's an idea. I'm just thinking that bark looks a little too dark.
I didn't say
Achoo!
it was a good
Excuse
idea, I
me.
just said it was an idea.
Okay, so I'm going to fuzz this. What book am I currently reading right now? I just finished a book. It's got a curse word in it, though.
Oh no.
So I will give you the Christian version of it. It's a business book. It's called Girl, Get Over Your Darn Self. Don't really know what that has to do with the book, but anyway, that's the title. So that's the book I just finished. Okay, and this is going to be just the exact same measurement. So getting it centered is no problem because it's the same size. Okay, I'm going to play around with, I'm going to do pages of the book in black. But I think this is not enough contrast. So I'm gonna mix together a couple of colors. So I'm gonna take some camel, maybe not that much, maybe that much. You don't want to run out. If you're custom mixing a color, you don't want to run out. And I'm going to take a little bit, I'm putting the darker into the light. Okay, Anne of Green Gables and All Creatures Great and Small. You know, it's been a long time since I've read all of those series. I love them both. Okay, I'm going to take just a little bit or a little bit at a time of the bark to darken this up. And I need a little bit more. And I'm actually going to do a little bit more. Okay, anybody else have favorite books out there? My favorite series that I read a lot of, I think there were, who knows how many more there are now, but there had to have been at least 30 books in the series. It was the Gilbert Morris House of Winslow series. And I loved that. It was historical romance fiction. Okay, so that is a little bit darker. Hopefully that will be enough contrast. And this is going to go the dots and between the and is a lovely place to be. So let's start with that. While I have extra, I'm just gonna, yeah, that didn't completely mix, but that's okay. It will kind of be an ombre, which might not have been a bad idea either. Okay, now I'm not going to put this back in my jar. If I wanted to save it, if I had enough to save, I would put it in a completely separate jar because it will change the color. And I'm going to paste and peel. Ooh, looks good. I like that. That color turned out good. Actually, I probably should have made up some more of it so I could have used it. I may have to make up some more. And It's a lovely place to be. And this works great on watercolor paper. Between the wax and the nice surface of watercolor paper, this is a great thing to chalk on. And it gives you a lot of options for your surfaces. Because now you just need a frame to put it in. Okay, so let me switch out here to the black. And this will pick up the frame, the color of that frame. Whoops, almost got it on that top row of words. Slow down so you don't make a mess. And this I can put back in the jar. And let me wash off my fingers. That made a mess. And the wax did not stick to my transfer, so that turned out perfect. Okay, I'm not ready to wash this yet, but I'm going to spray it so it stays damp for when I do go to clean it. And I'm going to dry this so I don't smear it. What do you think so far? Ooh, I'm seeing some hearts and some thumbs up. So let's dry this up. The Printer of Udell's. Is that your favorite book?
It's the latest one I was reading that I thoroughly enjoyed.
What is it about?
Good storyline. It's a true story with fiction written around it about a printer and...
Who recommended? Somebody recommended that.
That was me.
No, somebody, was it you listened to? Mike Rowe, did he?
A little bit of a love story and a little bit of a good character story.
I'm going to actually make up a little bit more of this color because I am going to use it in some of the bottom. So not a lot. And because it's not going to be right next to this top one, it doesn't have to be an exact match. But I think I can get it pretty close. I'm getting low on bark. Have to order some more bark. That reminds me, I am having some sales. I have a paste and ink sale going on over in my VIP group. If you are interested in that, you can comment the word sale. If you've already commented books, you'll have to wait until I'm done here, and because my bot will only send you one link. But I'm also having a start of summer surface sale. So all surfaces are on sale. Because this is my public business page, I can't tell you the discounts. But you can go, if you comment sale, you can take a look on the link because that is private, not public. You can find out the discounts and how to order. And this would be a good time to stock up on surfaces and pastes and inks. I am coming up on the end of the month, so I'm trying to meet a couple of sales goals. So I'm offering you some discounts. Okay, so this next one, we're going to make a little more colorful. So let's peel that off. Let's fuzz it so we're not too sticky. Okay, I think I have asked this before. Do you like hard copies of books? Not hardback, but do you like physical copies of books, or do you like a Kindle, an online version, or do you like books on tape, audiobooks? Tell me how you like reading books. The old-fashioned way with a paper book, or electronic on a device, or audio. Okay, so let's see, what was I kind of have a little color scheme going here. Let's get my colors out. So I've got Currant Jam, which is a pretty purple. I need to stir this up a bit. It's a little bit dry. Okay. It's got some clumps I'm gonna take out.
Raincross sent her
okay,
awesome
good.
deal.
Yeah, there's both. The links to both sales, both the surface sale and the paste and ink, are on this if you comment sale. Okay, what else do I have? I'm going to have some green. And running low on stir sticks. They're up in the kitchen. But I think I just used my blue not too long ago, so it looks good. Okay, get out some squeegees. Okay, so this first book is going to be Currant Jam. So I'm going to do a few, and then we'll paste and peel. And work our way down. Okay. Currant Jam. Then I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the blue. Dusky blue. Peel this. So we'll have all different colors of books. That's what I like on a bookshelf, when all the spines are different colors. Okay, next we have a vase, and I'm going to do that in, let's see, I'm going to do green on the leaves, and then I'm going to do the brown on the vase. I'm going to go back to Currant Jam, the this little book, and then we're going to peel. Okay, did we get some answers? You love reading with a real book in front of a fire with hot tea. Yes. Yes, that is a favorite thing of mine. Oops. Using the wrong one. I don't want to use that one near my transfer because I will burn it. And then I'm going to lay this back down, not going to push down where I have already chalked. And this is going to be the blue again. And I'm going to do those in just a moment. Okay, and I'm going to do the brown, the currant jam, and then the green. So, brown. Currant jam. So quiet here. Okay, and then what did I say? The green, the sage green. A little bit of that currant jam in the green, but that's okay. Okay, and I'm going to peel this up from this direction. That. Down. Okay, and then we're going to do currant jam and blue. I have a little cheat sheet over here in case you're wondering. Jam, dusky blue. And then we're going to do that line across the bottom, the shelf across the bottom. Ice cream time, apparently.
Huh?
It's ice cream time, apparently.
Yeah. Had to feed the dog.
Okay. And now I'm going to go in with that brown, and I'm going to chalk this shelf. I'm making sure that is stuck down. And my paste. Then we will reveal the entire thing. I think I'm gonna like it. Scrape off the excess. Check. Fingers are have paste on them. Clean them up. Don't want to get wayward paste. And here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Do you like it? Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it. And I'm going to spray this with water till I'm ready to clean. And I'm going to put away, I'm going to clean up. So I'm going to put my lids on my jars snugly so it doesn't dry out. My squeegees in a water bath, and that we're going to just dump. So I didn't put any paste colors in the cart link because I want you to pick out your own colors, and you can remember paste is on sale. Jars of paste and ink are currently on sale, so now would be a good time to get you some colors. Okay, let's dry this. And I'm going to set this aside just for a second. I'm going to clean up one of my transfers so you can see me do it. I know some of you already know how to do this, but some people might be new. So just with water, these are meant to be reusable, so the company guarantees that you can reuse them 10 to 12 times more if you take really good care of them, like 20 times. Okay, so I start with just water, and I'm using a Swedish dishcloth, but you could just use a paper towel. This is optional, but I like doing this because it saves some wear and tear on my board eraser. So this is just getting that top layer of paste off, and there will be some staining. Again, our paste colors have a lot of pigment in them, so it's going to stain this green portion, but that's okay. Next, I'm going to spray it again, and this time I'm going to use my board eraser, which is getting up there. It's like a magic eraser, but there's no chemicals, and you can see it pulling off even more of that paste. We are making sure that the screen, where all those letters are, that all the paste is out of that screen. It's quiet because I've got you mesmerized, huh? The mesmerization has taken place. And if it gets a little too pasty, then rinse it out. And I'm going to turn it over because the paste likes to go to the back. Same thing, I'm also getting some of that lint off that we put on to start with. So we want to get that sticky side as clean as we can and the screen cleaned out. And so keep rinsing as you need to. And when the screen is clean, you're going to let this dry, sticky side up. Give it one more, front and back. You're going to let this dry, sticky side up. When it's dry, put it back on its backer sheet and put it back in its little plastic sleeve. And it will be good to go the next time you are ready to use it. Okay, so I'm going to clean up this other one. Actually, the best way to clean them is to rinse them in your sink, but that's upstairs. So I'm just showing you how I can do it right here at my table. Okay, let's get these put together. And I have a little bit of water. I'm going to clean up that. Okay, let's get, and I dribbled water on this. Don't know how I did that, but it's all good because I waxed it. I'm just going to dry that up. This one, and let's get a frame. Got water on the frame. I made a mess with water. Okay, so there is no top or bottom to this. So I'm going to stick this in here, and then I'm going to, now I can put this, oh, that's dirty, but that's okay. I can put the glass back in there. So if I ever want to use it for something else, I've got the glass for it, but I'm not going to put the glass on the front of the design. And this has these little paper cutout hangers. I'm probably going to put some sawtooth hangers on this, but I'm just pushing it back down, and here we have the top. Or I guess it doesn't have to be the top, it could be the bottom. Same thing here. This down. And I'm going to put the glass back in. That will help keep that flat. And punch this down. And this is our C-size transfer in the book collection, Pages of a Book. So this will make a nice little arrangement. I can stack it right on top of each other. I could actually attach the frames if I wanted to, or I could offset it. I could put it this way. I could put them side by side. Whatever space you have, you can do. So what do you think? Do we like it? All three of you out there watching? Hopefully we get more people watching the replay, because this is a beautiful transfer. I'm going to be working up something with the other designs, and so we'll have a whole little reading corner in my house. So I hope you liked it. Again, if you're interested in the transfers for this, type the word books. And if you're interested in the sales that I have going on for the rest of the month of June, you can comment the word sales. If it doesn't send you the link right away, I will go through, I'll monitor the comments, and I will send it to you personally. But here is our project tonight. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you will share this with somebody that you think would like it, somebody who is a book lover. This would be a great gift for a librarian, school librarian, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to pose And okay, that should do it. So thanks so much for watching. We are going to be on tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific time. We're being shared into Craft Around the Clock tomorrow morning, so we're going on a little bit earlier than our normal. So 10 o'clock Pacific time. I hope you'll come join us if you are able, and if not, I hope you'll catch the replay. And I hope you'll keep watching for more of the book collection and more of our crafts that we're doing. So thank you so much, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.